Hi everyone, Norbert here. Have you seen those videos from Matt Watson and the CarWow team where they test different electric cars basically to see from full to empty how long they can go, and then if they stop immediately, if they continue going on 0%, and basically what happens after they completely die? Well, I have seen those. They have tested a lot of cars. I love those videos, and one thing that's missing from these videos is the Dacia Spring, which I'm driving today. And I thought it would be interesting to see, how long can you drive on 0%? Also, what happens when you go below 10%? Because maybe a lot of you have already received the cars, but you've never driven the car below 10%. And then it will be interesting to see if there's a power limit below 10%, or maybe a different percentage. If there's a turtle mode, when does it kick on? What's the power limit? Can you still use the heating maybe, or maybe not, from, I don't know, 3% or something like that? Some cars do that actually. You cannot use the heating in an e-Golf, I think, if you are something like below 5%, something like that. And yeah, so this is going to be the test today. I'm going to drive the car from, now it's at 11%, but I'm going to drive it from 10%. I'm going to reset all the trip computers to see, how many kilometers I can still drive from 10%. When is the turtle mode kicking on? If there is a turtle mode, maybe there's no turtle mode, it just dies completely, no sign at all. These are the questions that are going to be answered today. I hope you will enjoy it, and feel free to share it, feel free to comment. And yeah, one more thing, I'm very interested to see what happens when the car completely dies, because some EVs actually force themselves into park, so the P position. This car does not have a P position. It only has drive, neutral, and reverse. It has an old school handbrake, so it will be interesting to see if I can push the car to the charging station. I'll have to say that you should not try this at home. I want to also say that it is winter time right now. It's currently about 0 degrees outside, so the results you will see may vary in the summer, so they might be better. So if I say, let's say that with 0% I can still go 5 kilometers, I don't know, maybe in the summer you can do 7 or 10, I don't know, but this does not mean that you should trust these numbers. You should not rely on them. So if you are planning a trip, do not count those 0% kilometers, because you never know what can happen. Nevertheless, this is going to be the video today, and yeah, I hope to see you at the end and see the results. It's going to be an interesting video. Let's start. To mention is that I have turned off at 10%. I have turned off the fan and the heating, because I think the position where you don't you want to maximize your range, you will turn off your heating just to be able to reach your destinations. And also I'm going to drive as carefully as I can, because again, if you're in a situation where you have to maximize your range, then you will be driving as carefully as you can. Now, the other thing I want to mention is, I will be driving as carefully as I can, obviously trying to maximize the range. However, I do have to do some hard accelerations, and also I will put the car in eco mode right now because it is below 10%, so I'm trying to maximize the range. But I will be doing some hard accelerations with the kickdown feature, so eco mode will be cancelled when I'm doing the hard accelerations, just to see if there's a power limit. Normally this car can output 37 kilowatts, which is about, I don't know, 45 horsepower or something like that, so 37 kilowatts. And this screen is showing the kilowatts accurately. So yeah, I will do a hard acceleration every now and then, just to see if there's a power limit, and if yes, then what is the power limit, and also just to see, you know, if there's a speed limit, can you only go with 30 kilometers per hour, or is there no speed limit, and so on. So I'm going to do a hard acceleration right now. We are at 8%, no warning lights, 34 kilowatts. So we have some power limit already. It looks like it's about, I don't know, 10%, something like that. I will keep testing it at 5%, 3%, something like that. Okay, so the battery low warning, it is in Romania and I cannot change it unfortunately, but the battery low warning just came on. It's at 8%. It has been on 8% for a while now. I think, yeah, it just switched to 7%, so I think it came just before it hit 7%. So now we are at 7%. I will keep driving and I will do the next, let's say, power limit test at 5%. Just hit 5%. I'm going to do an acceleration test just to see if there's a power limit at 5%. So here we go. I'm going to floor it now. So 33 kilowatts. 33 kilowatts, so still about 10% power reduction. Still no turtle mode. However, I have noticed that the range left is not indicated anymore, so the car is not indicating any available range, and it just beeped at me again. It's 5%, and the car is not estimating any range left. However, I think it was still about 10 kilometers just before it stopped showing the estimated range. Now we are at 1%. I will check if there is any power limit. There is still no turtle mode, even though when you turn on the car, there is a turtle mode indicator, but we are at 1%. It has not come on, and it will be interesting to see if it comes on at 0% or is that indicator not even showing. So I'm going to do the test of acceleration now. Let's see if there's any power limit. Yeah, only 30 kilowatts this time, 29-30 kilowatts, and it looks like the power limit is 20%, approximately 20% right now. I'm in a parking lot. I am not really bothering anyone, so I'm going to do big laps round and round until the battery completely runs out. So we are at 1% at the moment, and let me show you the stats. So we have driven, let's see, we have driven up almost 20 kilometers from 10% to 1%. Obviously this will depend on your style of driving, and also in the summer you might get more than 20 kilometers because the consumption is lower. But yeah, we've driven 20 kilometers with 10% basically, and then the average consumption was 13.5, and the average speed so far at least was 44.1. I'm not going to have that average speed now because I'm in a parking lot, but anyway, it's 43 until now. And then what else? Nothing else. I'll leave the screen on the power meter because I'm interested to see you know, if there's a significant reduction in power. So far 20%, because out of the 37 kilowatts, it's only pulling about 30 at the moment. So we just hit 0%, still no turtle mode indicator. I will see just in a second if there's a significant power limit. But we have driven, let's see, just a second. We have driven 21 kilometers from 10% to 0%. And now we will reset the trip again, so we can see how many kilometers we can still drive on 0%. Like I said, now we are in a big parking lot. I'm not really bothering anyone, but I'm not going to have the same speed as before, so I'm pretty much limited to 30 kilometers an hour. And I'm going to do one more hard acceleration just to see if there is even more power limit. So I'm going to do that right now. So it looks like it's still at 30 kilowatts, about 20% of power reduction. No further power reduction since it was at 3% or something like that. And also no turtle mode. The speed, I think, is not limited. I can do still 50 kilometers an hour, no problemo. Maybe even more, but like I said, I'm in a parking lot, so I don't want to drive too fast, but I think we can do 60 no problem. Yeah, I'm sure you could go whatever speed you would want to go. There is no speed limit, only the power limit of about 20% basically. We passed 10 kilometers on 0%. Actually, we're at 10.6 kilometers, 10.5 kilometers already since we started driving on 0%. I have not noticed any further power reduction, no further error messages. The car drives basically just like it was driving before. You can still do 40-50 kilometers an hour if you really want to. And yeah, no further issues. The car is driving fine. Let's see how long can it drive. I'm getting a little bored here. 21 kilometers on 0%. And we're still going. No sign of stopping, not yet at least. No turtle mode, no further like warning messages or anything. The car is just going, no problem. Let me just show you some stats. So like I said, more than 20 kilometers, still going, 0%. The average consumption is very low, 9.5 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. Obviously, I am driving very carefully. Okay, average speed 25. That's average speed. So I'm still doing 30 kilometers, sometimes 25, sometimes 20 or 15 when I'm doing the turning around or stuff like that. So I think 25 kilometers an hour as an average speed when you are at 0% is very respectable. Okay, what else do we have here that's not relevant? That's our current consumption, power usage actually, and that's about it. We've done 31 kilometers and the car is still going. It's on 0%. Let me show you. This is almost incredible, to be honest. Okay, so just as I finished saying that, you know, I've passed 30 kilometers and the car is still going, a few seconds later, the turtle mode indicator came on and then it went away again. I have it on the GoPro, but I don't know why it's not just dying already. It's still going 31.5 kilometers. Okay, so I know what's happening with the turtle mode. Actually, it looks like when you try to accelerate a little bit harder, it kicks in, it shows up, and then when you stop accelerating, it disappears. So it looks like there is a significant power limit. I have not tried to do hard accelerations since we are on 0%, just because I thought, you know, it would not be realistic in a normal situations to try to, you know, accelerate while you are trying to reach to your destination with 0% basically. But yeah, if you accelerate a little bit harder, then turtle mode kicks in, and I don't know what's the actual speed limit. I cannot really test it, but it looks like you can still do about 35 to 40 kilometers no problem, maybe even more. I'll just show you now what turtle mode looks like. So I'm on 20, I try to accelerate and turtle mode kicks in, and you can still do 50, no problem. But turtle mode kicks in when you try to accelerate a little bit harder. So that is actually what's happening. And then if you drive carefully, then it disappears again. But we are at 35 kilometers, almost 35 kilometers. Car is still going. The turtle mode now kicks in much quicker, much sooner basically. However, I have done already 36 kilometers on 0%. So let me just show you 36 kilometers on 0%, and then as soon as I press the throttle a little bit and go past 30 kilometers an hour, the turtle mode kicks in. So I don't know how much longer this car will keep on going, but it's done 40 kilometers on 0%, and it's still going. I can still reach 40 kilometers an hour, no problem. Okay, I think, yeah, nope, it's not responding to the throttle. Okay, my foot is to the ground. Yep, foot is to the ground. Nope, nothing's happening. Some warning messages came on, and the car, I'm pushing the pedal as hard as I can, and the car is barely getting up to speed. Yeah, nothing's happening. It's still moving, but I can feel that it's not accelerating anymore. And just a second ago there was a warning light, something like the engine is turning off or something like that. I will do one more lap, I think, and then it will completely die. I think it's done more than 40 kilometers, so I didn't even think it would do half as much. Oh yeah, so it's saying, oh yeah, beeping. Pericol means danger, so here you go. This came on, and also the check engine light came on. I think the car is still moving, but barely. I can't even go quicker than 25, I think. So I think we are very close to the end. Shutting down, that's it. I'm pushing the pedal, nothing happens. Yeah, it died. That's it. I think that's it. Yep. Nothing's happening. I'm pushing the pedal, nothing's happening. I have to put on my hazards, and yep, that's about it. One thing that will be interesting, I have to push the car to that location. You cannot even see it. Yeah, that location where there's a little. So it will be interesting to see if I can get it out of neutral, or get it into neutral. Oh yeah, you can do that. Yeah, okay. I put it into neutral and I will leave the handbrake down and try to push it. Let's see if it goes. I've put the car into neutral and I will push it about, I don't know, 500 meters. The 12-volt battery is still okay. So all the systems like the navigation and the sound system, also the steering wheel, because it's electric, yeah, it's still working just fine. You can see how easily I'm moving the steering wheel. Also because it's a light car, I can push it really easily on my own. I mean, it's not even an effort. So thankfully I'm quite close, and it will be interesting to see if it will charge. Hopefully it will accept the charge. But yeah, we are at 41.4 kilometers when the car stopped. That is just incredible, I think. Okay, so I made it to the charging station. There was a guy who helped me push the car, even though the car is really light, so you can really push it by yourself. But yeah, thanks for the guy that helped me. I'm waiting for this e-tron to finish, and then I'm going to plug in and see if it will charge. I don't think it's going to be an issue. It's going to charge just fine. Okay, so the lady with the e-tron and the other guy with the blue Dacia Spring left, so I have the CCS port right now. The charging station is still showing 0% after 2 minutes and almost 1 kilowatt hours delivered, obviously, because we really took out everything from the battery. As you can see, still 0%, about 2 hours and 15 minutes until full. So what are the conclusions and what did we learn from this video? This car basically can drive a lot after 0%. I don't think most of the cars can drive this long. I have to say this again, I said it at the beginning of the video, don't try this at home. Don't rely on these, let's say 40 kilometers. Maybe in the summer it's more, I have no idea. It's probably more, to be honest, but don't rely on these. Try to plan your trips accordingly. Try to arrive with at least 10% to your destination charger or to your destination in general in the winter, and then at least 7 or maybe 5% in the summer. So far I've been charging for like 2 or 3 minutes. It's still at 0%. I have this Bluetooth OBD reader, and basically it's showing me that it's pulling 16.4 kilowatts, which is not a lot because this car can pull 30 approximately, maybe even a little bit more. But because the battery is quite cold, you can see it's only 8 degrees, it's only pulling 16 kilowatts, which at 0 degrees outside, which is how many degrees there are outside, it's not that bad, to be honest. So let me just show you the screen on the station. We've been plugged in for 8.5 minutes, almost 2.5 kilowatt hours to the car, and it's still showing 0%. 2.5 kilowatt hours is basically 10% in this car, because the battery is 26, something like that, so 10% is 2.6, and yet the car is still reporting 0% charge. I think this car is quite amazing, basically because of the price, because what it offers for that price. It offers a pretty large battery, 26 kilowatt hours. It offers quite quick DC charging. It offers decent AC charging. You have like city braking, automatic city braking, parking sensors, a rear camera, you have AC, you have ISOFIX, you have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and you know, a lot of airbags and stuff. Basically everything that you would need in a car in 2022. Basically, you already know where the price cuts are on this car. So why is it so cheap? It's because of the interior. The interior is very basic. It's plastic. The seats are not very comfortable, but it's a city car. You're not driving hundreds of kilometers with this car. For the city, it's perfectly fine. It has air conditioning. It does not have automatic air conditioning. It does not have dual zone or whatever air conditioning. It does not even have heated seats, but you can add that later for a couple of €100. You can add that later, no problem, if you need it. If you don't need it, just don't add it. This car is amazing for the price and for what it gives you as in performance and range, and yeah, it's just amazing. It's a really good car, and I'm really glad that I did this test. I really hope you liked it. You can like the video, you can share it if you want, and yeah, see you in the next video. If it's not going to be in English, because I don't really do English videos, it might have English subtitles, but thank you for watching. Thanks for sticking with me. I really enjoyed this test, and I hope to see you around sometime in the future. Bye now.